What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Today we're doing an animation. So we'll be doing how to practice animation today. Basically, I'm just gonna create a very quick character sketch. We're not gonna clean it up like I did for this one, but I've been doing like some tricking animations over here, like something like this. So we'll be doing something the same, but I want to do something extended with this one. So like this is what we're doing. But first I want to kind of like show you guys how to create a very basic mannequin for your character, right? So I'm gonna just come up with something very quickly for this one, like a very basic mannequin, right? How to draw the human body, basic. But I want to do the basic human body in a very, what do you call this, in a very stylized manner, right? So we don't need the camera over here. So basically I just want to do a very quick thing. Let me send this to my chat somewhere on Discord. Everyone. Yeah, so let's do a basic one over here. I tend to draw my characters in I've always wanted, like, I want to encourage you guys to use references. Standing like it really helps that you have a good character reference on how they should stand or something, not just a basic like thing over here. Just looking at a reference right now. How are you guys doing today, by the way? While I'm looking for a reference, let me play this around. Hello, Michael. How are you, man? We'll be doing something similar to this, but I just want to go ahead and make sure I have a good character reference. Who do we want to draw, basically? I saw a very cool character reference right here. What's going on? Yo bro, I'm an animator too, but I'm improving too slowly. That's okay. I haven't been like, doing good. I'm still learning the basics of using OpenTunes a bit. Yeah, that's great, man. Like, I don't use OpenTunes. I'm so used to like Clip Studio Paint. I don't know if I can spend the time using another software or learning another software, but OpenTunes is great because it's free, like I'm just kind of like lucky to have like the resources to be able to pay for it, so you know. I've been trying to practice creating a character that's very stylized, similar to a certain artist style. So I wanna kind of just do that right now. Improving too slowly is not bad. Hey, what's good, Grande Air? How are you, man? RP, do you have experience with Krita? No, no, I don't. But thank you for loving my content, dude. I appreciate that. I changed from Pro to X in Clip Studio software. Yeah, you have to, cause like you can only I got changed from Pro. Yeah, you have to, cause like you can only export like you can only do like 1 second animation with Pro. So my character designs are usually like with this kind of like, I don't know if you call this this is the stylized version of my character. Like I always think about it from like a 6 head, you know, like 6 head count basically. Not quite, but like not quite 6 head, so we have to adjust that because I want my character to not look like a kid, but like you still treat them maturely, you know what I mean? So I feel like a long legs is necessary for the yeah. Change from Pro. Yeah. We're vibing. our pencil for this one. Hi Rocky Chan, how are you? Oh, nice. Thank you. Thank you. I'm using Clip Studio Paint, brother. It's actually one of my kind of like worst video, if I'm being honest. I don't like. I'm gonna have to come back to doing tutorial videos more. over here. I haven't decided what. How's the Final Fantasy? It's done, bro. So I'm just like, this Final Fantasy animation, it's done. Like, I mean, it's like the entrance, right? So I have my cleanup artist work on it, so he's cleaning it up. You know what? I forgot to reply to him when he sent me the in between, so I said, yeah, just go ahead. Good thing you guys reminded me. Marwan hand, yeah. And I'm still animating like Tifa in some cases. It's just not a full project per se, you know what I mean? So I'm just kind of like working on a lot, like just practicing my skills, you know, just practicing my skills. I want to kind of like be able to, like be able to kind of like animate like better, meaning I want to be able to animate like action scenes more. So that's what I'm practicing right now. So right now I'm doing kind of like a boxer girl type of character. So trying my best to just do a very simple design for you guys so that we can start animating her. Dark. I think it's in one of my. If you go to animation and then go to show. I think camera pack. Show 2D frame. 2D camera. Let me figure that one out. Playback setting. I think it's one of these two. Like render 2D camera. I think that's what it is. If I turn that off, let me see. Oops, that's smaller. Playback setting. If I play this one, or let's say here, because I have camera movement here. Animation, playback setting, render to the camera. Yeah, see? That's how you do it, brother. If you go to animation, edit track, animation, playback setting, and render 2D camera, you'll see it black, right? But if you turn that off, then you'll just see the camera movement. So, hope that helps, man. Yeah, I think for me, I have that setting for quite some time, so I had to figure that one out right now. You know what I mean? Like I never really paid attention to it. Like I don't know. Like it's been that setting for a long time that I don't even remember how I made that setting. So well, good luck sa ako ga animation really hard. I really have a bard. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, man. I mean, we were just trying our best every day. By the way, this is a sketch, guys. Like I'm just sketching a character over here. I know it doesn't look like a sketch, but I always start with a kind of like my characters are often like this, you know. Starts with a sketch like that. So, some lines are not very clean, but when I'm feeling confident with my lines, like it will be clean, you know. I'm going with the default, with the basic gym gym clothes. Hi Jacob, how are you, man? We're doing a very simple character design over here. Um, for the tricking animation that we're gonna be doing, like very soon. So this is my character, right? We're gonna combine that, and we're not gonna like. So the point of this basic character that I did is for you guys to understand or to know how I draw a very simple mannequin like this, right? So this is my mannequin, right? Nothing special, nothing simple, nothing too complicated about it. But if you want me to clean up this mannequin, I can. But the whole point is not to overly think it, right? Because if I am to just draw over this character, I need to be able to draw this character real quick. So I'm gonna be using a bigger brush to just know that okay, I just start with the head, right? Sometimes I don't really consider the hair. Right? I don't add the hair in my roughs, I add it later on. I'm doing a very simple shape right now, right? So that is my mannequin, guys. Sure, I can add like a very quick character hair over here. But my point is trying to make sure that this is simplified. Something like that, right? So that's my character design. And I'm taking kind of like notes of the proportions. So as you can see, my proportions over here are very stylized, if I may. Right? So the head is almost the same size of the body. Like the head, the whole, the head, the body. So one head, then the body without the torso basically is basically 1.5 heads, and then the rest are the feet, which is, if you think about it, it's like 3 or 3.5 feet, 3 heads, and then you know, the little bit of portion. Like that's rough, right? That's rough. So, uh, so yeah, 50 minutes to draw a cool character over here. Now we're gonna be doing an animation. We'll be doing something like this. And we'll be using that same character design. We'll be doing a rough character over here. Gonna keep it here so that I know that that's roughly my proportions, right? And I'm gonna draw a quick perspective line over here just to show. Ground plane. That's enough. So I'm eyeballing it, right? Now we're ready. So let me just drink some water first. Actually getting hungry. So now I'm gonna use my Motion Lab references. I basically have the Motion Lab from Howard Wimshurst. He's one of my mentors in animation. So like he has very cool stuff going on, you know. So like I'm basically like I bought some of his like kind of like a reference pack from him to be able to like you don't have to like basically buy something, but if you have like a video you go through the thing, but if you have the extra budget, I think like the Motion Lab Motion Lab here, let me just show you guys. Yeah, so I have a product key. I do have the product key here. So he has some male tricking, female tricking, sword acrobatics for female and whatnot, run and walk cycles. He has a lot of stuff to offer in this kind of like reference packs that he did. So like check that out because these are really cool stuff, you know. So I'm actually gonna do this because I do have my own kind of like stuff. Oops. So we're gonna do 3-minute poses and see what we can come up with after that. 3-minute poses. Let's go. We're doing it with this character, right? So we have to keep in mind the character proportion that we're working on right here. And add the design there. Again, this is kind of like a time practice, so I have to be maximum. I have to be conscious about the time, make decisions fast, and as an animator, you want to make sure that you're using the best use of your time, because you don't want to get too caught up doing you don't want to get caught up like just doing one task at a time, right? So probably push this even more to that. I'm gonna start animating them in trees, and then we'll see if we require more, right? Oops. Again, proportions are very important, so that's what I'm looking for over here. would start with the legs sometimes because like I feel like um when you're kind of like doing a very action oriented move, you want to make sure that your legs are planted on the ground. So like um I want to make sure that that's all like taken care of at the beginning of my animation. Again, I'm doing rough over here. You can see how my drawings are very kind of like rough. I'm loving it how quickly you're still got good proportion. You read my mind. I was asking myself why you were adjusting characters, right? Like 4 to 5 times. Yeah, yeah, definitely. So you wanna make sure that you know you're kind of like in that zone of making sure that your reference are sorry, like you're planted on the ground, right? um you just don't want to do it randomly, basically. And I've developed like, this may not be like total, like, what do you call this, total 100% good for like the proportions. I may even adjust it later on when I added characters. So mind you, this is just like rough, right? And that's the reason why it's called rough. It's like you know, that's the reason why it's called rough, because like um we really don't want to just finalize it until we are 100% sure, right? It's amazing that how quickly this reference moved from one pose to another. The reference I'm using is like, oh, like she already moved, like this is the key pose, right? So he twisted his from this one, you know, and he's about to fly right now. I am from India. Hi, what's up, bro? Yeah, worry about the details later on. Yeah. So for me, my first roughs are like always focused on proportions and movement, right? And that's why I keep my drawings very simple, no details, almost like just shapes and whatnot, right? So right now, you know that she would be starting jumping here, right? his feet is overextended right here. So I just want to adjust that properly so that we know that we're keeping the proportions intact throughout the whole animation. A little bit because this is bended. And the reason why I love freaking videos like this, like, because I get to draw different characters, different position of characters, like that I wouldn't normally draw for an action. Like I can practice my like, the way like, basically I can practice my understanding on how the body moves with these tracking animations and references that I'm using, you know and do it very fast too, right? That's nice, man. As long as you have a software that you love to use, like you can use whatever. Fighting scene in perspective. Um, you need to use a lot of reference, bro. Like, I'm still coming up with my own kind of like way of like fighting. Like, I haven't even done a lot of fighting scenes, so I can't really tell you, bro. Um, like I am still practicing. That's why I started with kind of like simple stuff like this. You know. Exaggerated motion is definitely something. Not too exaggerated though. Like there is a difference between a good exaggerated pose and a like realistic pose, right? You have to kind of like basically um, use a lot of reference and kind of like push the motion to like something that still makes sense, you know, like you cannot just be just, oh, just because I said exaggerated it, like that means it's super exaggerated. No, like there has to be a balance of believability and you know believability and basically realist imagination, right? So like artistic believability is I think the word that I want to use. Like you want to be believable in your actions and your animations, right? um but you have to kind of like make sure that you know you still are using your artistic sense, because if let's say let's be honest, man, like for me what I'm doing is I'm just practicing like um motions that are already established, right? Which means like there's not much for me to like, I'm just using reference to practice, right? But if I'm not practicing, right? If I'm not practicing, or I want to be creative by it, then I'm gonna try to twist and see what kind of animation I could um, basically come up with, you know. So by the time I reach like frame 7, I'm already kind of like loose in terms of my drawing. So like you see how clean these lines were at the beginning, and then over here it's more kind of like loose. Are you yeah, like I'm not a tablet, like I'm more I'm animating on a screen. What do you call this? You see, now you see how my animation became smaller and smaller as the time goes by. So now you have to kind of adjust that. Be aware when you're animating. Like it's scary that you're doing all of this work and then you realize that your animation is like, oh shoot, the proportions are suddenly becoming shitty, you know. Like this one is like the proportions are good, but now on like if you compare it to this drawing, I had to adjust that. It was like really bad a while ago, right? So those are some of the things you have to be careful about when you're using references and just animating straight ahead. Well, I'm doing straight ahead animation, you know. So um, You have to be aware of that, you know. Yeah, no, like see when she jump, right? When she jump over here, this one's a little bit too big. Um, she's landing in the same position as the same kind of like area, right? This line is my line. If she's jumping in perspective, right, you would place the landing position somewhere else. So the fact that she's jumping on the same line, same space, right? She needs to be on the same proportion. But if she's jumping, if she lands somewhere over here, let's say here she lands over here, then that's fine, right? The position of the feet is where you have to make sure that she's landing. And that's the reason why I had to draw this this at this area, right? Are you thinking about animating a fight scene and uploading it on YouTube someday? Yes, for sure. I'm just right now I'm just practicing, bro. Like I don't think I am confident with my skills yet to be able to do that. So gonna do another jump right here. Almost same as the early, almost same position as this one, you know. But now it's like her head is really like ducking down because she's like going into a very compromise, like kind of like what do you call this, a position, how do I say this, like momentum, you know, like she's doing a like she's on her momentum, so like she just landed and now she's about to spin again. Now she spins. She spin her body. like sideways like this, right? So you know that the way this this body would be looking like, you have to imagine that properly, you know. I wanted to ask that a little bit more to football match. I tried doing a football match. Yeah, it's like a 15 second. Okay, so the frame when she is touching the ground for the last time before the foot movement is just beautiful. I feel kinetic movement. Yeah, bro. Thank you, for, Giovanna. Thank you for that. But majority of what I'm doing right now, I'm relying on the reference. So like it's, I'm just copying it. So thank you. You know, like I'm just trying to make sure that I'm capturing everything over here. So thank you for the compliment, but like again, some of the stuff that I'm doing right now is just purely based off the reference and that I have. Let me see what you guys are saying over here. I think you should go professional with your animation, like joining a studio. Some Demon Guts. Let me tell you about joining a studio. Animation is not my full-time job. Animation is my hobby right now. I have a full-time job, a 9 to 5, and that pays good. I get to basically do my thing professionally. I'm civil engineering wise. I like that work from 9 to 5, and after I clock out, I stop thinking about civil engineering and basically think about animation. So I don't have that kind of like I'm one of like it's a very kind of like good job in terms of like having the balance between work-life balance, where I don't have to be so stressed about my job that I have to take it after I clock out, or I have to think about it too much after I clock out. After I clock out, all I think about is animation. What can I do for you guys? What kind of stream am I gonna do? Sometimes, like I do a lot. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that I don't have a lot of time to be able to join a studio. While that would be very very nice for me, like I think it's something that I've thought of a lot of the time. But I don't think like unless I'm getting paid that the same amount of what I'm gonna get paid in my full-time job, I don't think I can sacrifice that job, because realistically that's the only way. The only way for me to join a studio is if I make more time for it, right? For if I have more time doing doing that, right? So I personally, I don't have that time, you know. So I have to sacrifice it from somewhere. I have to get that time somewhere else, and I cannot, unless there's a studio that does, like, you know, basically part-time position and whatnot. But even then, like, I'm already working, like, I'm already working for another YouTuber, you know, like for another YouTuber on the side, like my side gig and whatnot. Like, I already am basically um, working for another person that I just want my own thing when it comes to animation. You know, I just want my own. Like, I have a small studio. You know, uh, you know, like whenever I do some projects, which like I kind of stopped because I've been busy lately. Like, so what I'm trying to say is that right now I'm if I have a project that I'm working on, like I am definitely um what do you call this? When I have a project, I hire people to do work for me, right? So um Harsh Creates, thank you so much, man. So do you think that animating Blue Lock was hard for animators rather than the fight scenes and stuff? Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like Blue Lock, the reason why Blue Lock was hard is because of how freaking detailed their characters are. You know, it was meant to be a manga. Like for me, it was very ambitious for a studio to animate, you know, something like Blue Lock, um, like with probably limited resources because of how crazy detailed their characters are, you know. So we're looking at the chin right now, and this is the eyes, you know, just like flip, and that's her boobs, kind of like with 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 gravity involved. I'm gonna adjust this whole animation to start right here. I'm more than halfway there, and I'm getting hungry. Honestly, the key to a good um animation are key poses, you know. That's why I'm practicing like going back to doing like um more practice regarding poses, right? So I want to make sure that I get good in posing. Yeah, yeah. Well, don't feel hectic about it. I guess I'm also making my own animation team. Maybe I will also have my fourth team at some time. Yeah, that's great. Like you were to work on an anime that you have to work overtime. You feel like hectic. You would. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if I'm paid well, Demon Gods, yeah, for sure. But like, I can't just imagine like I want to take like for something my like animation. I kind of want to just like for now do it at my own pace. You know what I mean? And I have so much respect for the people who work in the industry because they're the ones who inspired me to do this, right? But I don't think I can put myself in that position where like um, now my hobby starts to become like um, a drag, you know, like oh no, like you know what I mean. But there's something to be said about that though. Like sometimes, for you to get better, you have to put yourself in kind of like situations where you are forced to get better, right? Which means, if you are an animator, right? If you are an animator in Japan, for example, like you have deliverables, right? You have delivery, you have to deliver on a product, which is the animation. So when you are when you're working for a studio, you have to make sure you do your deadlines and all this stuff. And for you to get better, you have to like you have to do a lot of stuff. So if you have deadlines and whatnot professionally, like that's still something very valuable. Like if you really are very passionate about getting better in animation, right? That's something you could definitely take, right? I'm not saying I don't have that passion to get better. I have a passion to get always getting better. I just want to take it at my own pace and not to make it feel like oh like another day in the office kind of feeling, you know. So I love this next post, man. You see, even how I'm doing my poses, I use very simple lines. You know, Yeah. I love the challenge of what I'm doing right now. I've never done this before, guys. Like these kinds of poses, I have never done it. So I'm like, oh, interesting. And again, I'm just straight up copying my reference, but after I play this through, and if I need to do some sort of adjustment, I'll do that. Like I'm not like I have to do that because that's part of the process of like you adjusting and seeing your work and all that stuff. Now let's have to make sure that our canvas is big enough for the movement we're trying to do. And then the background that we have over here can be extended. We're at the 20th frame. How long has it been? 20 frames. Yeah, it's streaking. It's the streaking. So I didn't even know that there's such word called streaking. Um, I didn't know that sport exists, until I dive into animation. And this particular animation is really good. Like this particular reference is, I think, perfect for the type of character that I did because we have like a character with long legs. Harsh Creates, good night. Thank you for hanging out with me in this stream. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Oh, now you see, I feel like our character became bigger by this end. Okay. I you see, I have to correct myself again because I got carried away with the sizing and all that stuff. You have to be sometimes it catches you, you know. Sometimes you don't realize how. That's why I feel like, why is this getting bigger and bigger, you know? Good thing we have a good reference, you know. We have a good kind of like reference over here in terms of the character, right? Almost done. Sonya Blade from Mortal Kombat. Wow, that's a good one. That's a good that's a good character for you know. Cause like I think the costume of Sonya Blade. Let me see if I could find a photo of her. Cause the costume I think would have something to do with it. I always feel long legs like. Uh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I could definitely see the long legs on this character. I think it's because of the green one, the green, or like the costume, right? The costume has something to do with it to highlight their feature, right? For me, it's like Chun Li. I think about long legs Chun Li or something like that. I don't know if I am accurate with that kind of like reference or description, because like she has more of a thick legs instead of what do you call this, long, you know. So now I'm probably gonna deviate from my reference now how to end it, because now I'm like I feel much more confident than um, where I wanna land it. But we'll see. Like now I'm using the knowledge I've gained from this particular like exercise animation, like the experience I gained. I'm just improvising right now based from the previous poses and whatnot, right? I'm not following the reference anymore even. Because I don't have to, you know, I don't have to be. I'm at 26 frame. Let's see how it goes, man. It's a little bit sudden, so we can put an additional in between here. But this in between, I'm favoring this one. If I don't play with the playback setting with the 2D render camera, nice. A little bit bigger by the time she got there, but like I think I could adjust that. This one is a little bit bigger. Ooh. This one too. Yeah. And now we can basically play with the camera right now. So I like when he reaches this one. I feel like I'm missing this position needs to be highlighted. that this motion is too fast. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add an in-between over here. Yeah, it's like favoring this. I think this is how it looks like, the in-betweens. Again. Yeah. By adding those two in-betweens, it's now like better, you know? So 4-second animation, 28 frames, you know. A very simple one, Very simple thing. This is basically this sequence over here from Motion Lab, you know. So we took a reference and we make it our own, you know. And kind of like just have it compare side by side to each other. Yeah, there we go. Over in the first. Yeah. And then I just ended it very differently. You know, like a very sassy thing. It could improve if I add more in-betweens on the animation or whatever. I feel like we could, like, I'm a firm believer of highlighting the jumps, you know. Like, I want the slow-mo to happen during the jumps. And then landing very quickly, and then, you know. So I could even, over here, this jump that happened right here, I could add another in between here. It's like basically from like it's lacking, you know. I feel like she just twists her body like that. How did that happen? You know, the twist of the body. And even this, after this one, she just lands very abruptly. So like maybe over here. Now basically I'm coming up with poses that I feel like could help me determine the action, right? Yeah, the bent knee, this one, right? This is a great pose, man. Like yeah, I love it. Kind of like super dynamic pose. Like you can see that it's like this, and then you know. Something like this would be nice. I don't know if this is a good. There you go. I don't like that pose, but like I'll settle for it right now. So now, what I'm gonna do is adjust my timing slightly. So everything. So I'm gonna do in twos just before the jump, and once it's in the air, it slows down a bit, you know. Now we're back in the air, and I want to slow down. I want to slow down this pose actually. 1, 2, 3. Let's see how it goes. If we retain the camera movement. Yeah, the camera movement needs to match the. Yeah, exactly. The subtle slowdown of the jump. That's I love that stuff. You know. Obviously, when you introduce like, and when you space them out in the timeline, you tend to try. You need to give more, you know, um, in betweens to smoothen that action out. But I don't think it's required over here. We can add some kind of like magic on this thing. Yeah. How long was that? 2 hours and 1 hour and 30 minutes to do a 28-second rough animation like this with reference. Not too bad, you know. Like I feel like that's really a good time to be able to just work, you know. Now my question to you guys: do you guys want this file? If you sign up as a member on my Patreon or a member on my channel, I provide these files to you guys. Or if you don't want to sign up as a member, you'll probably like I can offer this one for $1 in my Gumroad. So like, you know, you can purchase it from there. But yeah, I'm getting hungry, guys. So let me just see. Let me see what I could do. You know, I've been streaming for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah, I'll probably. I don't know if I want to end the stream right now. Like I'm having fun, but I'm also hungry. So I don't know. Like let me see if I could just take a break, quick break, a bit. Have the dog come over here. Yeah, here currently on 15-minute break. Yeah, let me take a break first and then I'll be back. Let me feed my dog too. Me and my dog will eat. Hey guys, I think I'm just gonna end the stream right now instead of like taking a break. Um, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Basically, just I'm hungry. I might take a little bit more time to eat. Um, so yeah, thank you guys. I don't wanna. I just don't wanna kind of like have a stream where like I'm taking a 30-minute break, you know. So I think I need more time than that to recover. So, but this was a good one. Again, if you guys want this animation, like if you're using a Clip Studio Paint file, like software, I am providing this animation to my Patreon members and YouTube members. So watch out for that link, and in my stuff. So um, you know, will I'm like I'm also offering it for $1 in my Gumroad. So there you go. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. We'll continue this on another day. We'll probably do some few character animation. We'll do a few in between poses and see. So thank you. See you guys around.